so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fans, thanks for tuning in to Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs Baseball. I'm Pete Pagliaro bringing you all the action here tonight. It is the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs against the squad from Boonville. Boonville in town, Boonville Lumberjacks here in town. They'll play Mohawk Valley, and we are going to get going with some lineups here. First for Boonville. So for Boonville, playing third base is number 5, Andy Perez. The shortstop is number 2, Angel Santiago. In left field is number 10, Chase Triplett. First baseman is number 35, Carter McKay. The extra hitter is number 31, Erwin Kobasa. The DH is number 34, Jeremiah McLemore. At second base is number 9, Miguel Gonzalez. In center field, number 14 is Devin Moran. Catching is number 22, Connor Tapati. And in right field is Mason Resmondo. Pitching tonight for Boonville is number 25, Riley Cahill. And now for the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs in center field is Ethan Hughes. At second base for the Dogs is Tyler Jones. The left fielder is Joey Calabretti. Behind the plate tonight for Mohawk Valley is J.P. Kuzik. The shortstop is John Ramsey. At first base, Brendan Hawk. The right fielder tonight will be Ian Oschlager. The DH, a newcomer, Thomas Moss from Trinity University. And the third baseman is Justin Hurd. On the mound tonight for Mohawk Valley is Christopher Colina. So fans, DiamondDawgs come into this ball game in fourth place. They are 18-15 on the season. Meanwhile, Boonville in third at 17-14. So big battle here tonight. And we are just about ready to get started as the Boonville Lumberjacks will send number 5, Andy Perez, to the plate. And with Andy Perez at the plate, Christopher Colina on the mound, we are just about ready to get started here for tonight's first pitch. And here is Colina now with the windup and the pitch. And we are off. First pitch is followed off by Perez, and the count 0-1. So Christopher Colina, the pitcher, on the mound, 2-0 on the season, a 3.52 ERA. So at the plate, Andy Perez, 330 hitter, and takes the second pitch inside for ball one, and the count 1-1. Andy Perez with 4 home runs for the Lumberjacks, hitting 330 on this season here. And Lumberjacks sitting in third place. Behind them, Mohawk Valley at fourth. And that one gets through past the third baseman for a base hit to start things off here for Andy Perez. So number 2, Angel Santiago, is the batter. The shortstop for the Lumberjacks is Santiago. Santiago with 2 home runs on the year, a right-handed batter hitting .368. So runner on first base for the Lumberjacks. And here's the windup and the pitch in the dirt. And the count 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Santiago. Behind him, Chase Triplett awaits on deck. 1-0 pitch. And it is popped up. And first baseman was calling for it, and then the third baseman called him off, and it was dropped. So the ball was dropped, as the sun might have been an issue with that one, as calling that one was Hawk, and then Hurd called him off last minute, and it dropped in between them.
Now that is the Lumberjacks, the left fielder number 10 from Seminole State College, Chase Triplett.
So Chase Triplett, the left fielder, will now come to the plate for the Lumberjacks. And first pitch misses for ball one. And 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one, I believe, misses for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes now to the batter, Chase Triplett. I'm sorry, Angel Santiago. And that was a big swing and a miss. And the count now 2-1. Sorry, that is Chase Triplett at the plate. My apologies. So with the 1 out runner on first base, here's the pitch. And there is call. Strike 2 now. The count 2-2 to Triplett. Two balls, 2 strikes now to Triplett. Runner on first taking a short lead, 1 out. And here's the windup. And that one misses on the outside corner. The count 3-2 now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Triplett. Carter McKay awaits on deck for the Lumberjacks. Big game here for both teams, as third and fourth place is right there for both of them. There's a swing and a miss by Triplett. He strikes out, and that's the first strikeout of the ball game here tonight for Kalina. So Carter McKay, the first baseman, now will come to the plate for the Lumberjacks. He's the first baseman. Number 35 is McKay, hitting .284 with 4 home runs. A left-handed batter is McKay. Here's Kalina with the windup at the pitch, and that is popped foul down the third base line, and the count 0-1. So no balls in, 1 strike to McKay. Erwin Kobasa on deck should he reach. Lumberjacks wearing their green uniforms, so green tops with some goldish colored sleeves and a white and gold stripe down the side. Meanwhile, the DiamondDawgs black with the hunter green dogs scrawled across the front in cursive. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gray pants for the Lumberjacks, the white pants for the Dawgs. A 1-1 now, the count to McKay. 2 outs, runner on first. No score, top of the first. We are coming to you from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls. Here's the pitch, and that one misses for ball 2 in the count, 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to McKay. The Dawgs victorious last night in Utica. Big game for them, beating the big rivals. There's another pop-up. This time, second baseman Tyler Jones calls for it. He doesn't see it, loses it in the sun. And that sun is causing problems here early today. And as the second ball, that was bobbled there by the Dawgs in the infield.
Now batting the extra hitter, number 31 from the University of Southern Texas, Erwin Kobasa.
So Erwin Kobasa now the batter. He's going to come to the plate with, again, 2 outs and 1 out. So 2 plays that were in the infield, and the sun sitting right behind here, home plate, causing an issue for the Dawgs here early. Here's the windup now on the pitch, and that is popped up this time to right field. Right fielder sees it all the way into his glove, and that will do it for the inning. So a couple errors in the ball game, doesn't cause any damage, and the Dawgs get out of it. We head to the bottom of the first. We are scoreless.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
And we are back for the bottom of the first inning. And the Dogs will be coming up momentarily as last few warm-up tosses being taken here by Riley Cahill. So Riley Cahill, the pitcher, 1-2 on the season for the Lumberjacks with a 1.96 ERA for Cahill. So it'll be Ethan Pughes leading off, Tyler Jones, and Joey Calabretti. So last few warm-up tosses here by Cahill. Looks like he's got a few more left to go. As he will take those last couple tosses. And the first inning went pretty uneventful. No runs, one hit. And 0 errors on the board for Lumberjacks. 2 errors for the Dogs. As I mentioned, that sun got in the way as a play between the first baseman and third baseman was dropped. And then another one dropped at second base, and that sun's going to start the set and go away and won't cause as many problems for the Dogs. Hopefully by the second inning, that sun should be shifted away and no longer a problem. So Cahill is set and takes his last warm-up toss. Coach Luby runs out to head on over to third base. And Ethan Pughes will come to the plate to lead things off here for the Dogs in the bottom of the first. So Ethan Pughes, a .250 hitter with 1 home run on the season. A right-handed bat is Hughes. He is going to step in here and start things off for the Dogs as Cahill makes his way back to the top of the mound as he kicks around some dirt on the rubber, and he's going to settle in and deliver the first pitch here to Ethan Pughes. So Riley, a right-handed pitcher. He's going to wind now and deliver. Here's the first pitch to Pughes, and he will foul that one off. And the Dogs have gotten things started here in the bottom half of the first with an 0-1 count. So no balls and 1 strike to Ethan Pughes. Tyler Jones to follow, as well as Joey Calabretti. Pughes is the center fielder for the Dogs. And here's the windup, the pitch, and there's a rocket hit to left field. And the left fielder making his way over and is out of play down the third base line. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Pughes back in the box, ready to go, waiting for Cahill. Cahill looks in. He sets now, and he's going to wind on the 0-2 and deliver. Here's the pitch, and another pop-up this time to left field. And the left fielder gets underneath it and makes the grab. That is a triplet out there in left field for out number 1 here for the Dogs.
Second baseman number 8 from George Washington University, Tyler Jones.
So Tyler Jones now the second baseman. Jones hitting .384 with 2 home runs on the season. And he's going to step in here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Here's Cahill with the windup and the pitch, and it is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count. Here's the windup and the pitch, and there's a strike. One ball and 1 strike now to Jones. Jones, a right-handed batter, hitting .384, 2 home runs. Here's the windup and pitch by Cahill. And there's a call, strike 2 in the count, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jones steps out of the box momentarily. Looks down the third base line before he jumps back in now to face Cahill. Cahill ahead of the count, 1-2 here. No wind really here in the park yet. The flag is just barely moving out there in center field. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And hit right back up the middle towards the pitcher, and it gets out into center field for a base hit for Tyler Jones. So there's the first hit of the ball game for the Dogs here in the bottom of the first.
The newest member of St. Bonaventure University, Joey Calabretti.
So here is Joey Calabretti. And you may have heard Calabretti now attending St. Bonaventure. So the transfer, Calabretti heading over to be a Bonnie. So here's Calabretti with a .228 batting average, 4 home runs for Calabretti. Pitches outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Calabretti. Runner on first with 1 out. Hot and humid day here in Little Falls today. And that one outside. And the count now 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Some fans down the third base line keeping cool under the tent area, as it is a scorcher of a day. Sun just baking down here. And the 2-0 pitch on its way high. And the count now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes now to Calabretti. Tyler Jones taking a short lead at first base. 3-0 pitch, here it is. Right down the center of the plate to Calabretti. The count now 3-1. So 3 balls and no strikes. 1 strike, I'm sorry. 3-1 the count. And there is called strike 2 in the count now, 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Joey Calabretti with a 1 out and a runner at first by way of Tyler Jones. Jones again taking a few steps off the bag at first base. Calabretti awaits the 3-2 pitch. Here comes Cahill. Taking his time, looks at that runner at first and delivers down low into the dirt for ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and second here for the Dogs as J.P. Kuzik comes to the plate.
The catcher, number 30 from Fairfield University, J.P. Kuzik.
So the catcher, J.P. Kuzik, now the batter for the Dogs. Kuzik hitting .347 here for Mohawk Valley. He's got runners on first and second. And Kuzik hits that one to third base. Third baseman can't handle it. And one run will score. And the single by J.P. Kuzik scores a run, and Dogs take an early 1-0 lead. So runners on first and second. That one was hit to the third baseman. He bobbled it, unable to make the play. And so J.P. Kuzik with the single. So John Ramsey now the batter. So Ramsey at the plate with the runners on first and second and one out. Cahill delivers the pitch, puts it low for ball one. One ball and no strikes, one out to John Ramsey, the shortstop. His .274 hitter is Ramsey. He's got runners on first and second, a 1-0 lead with a one out here in the bottom of the first. Then Ramsey will foul that one off down the first base side. And they count 1-1. So a ball and a strike to John Ramsey. Brandon Hawk awaits on deck with one out. Riley Cahill now will set. He'll wind and deliver. And there's a swing and a miss for strike two to John Ramsey. So Ramsey with 1 ball, 2 strikes. Will jump in the box here. Behind on the count to Cahill. Cahill looking for a strike here for out number 2. 1-2 pitch. Runners take off. And there's the throw. A little staggered throw. And they get him at second base. And the runner advances to third on the throw. So with 2 outs, Cusick thrown out at second base. And 2-2 now the count. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's to John Ramsey. Here's the windup and the pitch. Down low for ball 3. The count now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So J.P. Cusick thrown out on the double steal at second base. Runner on third. And John Ramsey at the plate. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And there is a ball 4. And so Ramsey will take his base for Brendan Hawk, who will come to the plate. So Brendan Hawk now the batter for the Dogs. Hawk a .226 hitter. He is the first baseman here for Mohawk Valley. So Hawk at the plate with the runners on the corners at first and third. So Hawk ready to go as Riley Cahill looks at the runner, and now he throws over to first, and the runner cuts back quickly. And we will reset and do it all again as Hawk awaits his first pitch. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. Here's the throw, and safe at second. And so runners now on second and third for the Dogs. No balls and 1 strike to Hawk. Cahill now sets, and he'll wind and deliver on the 0-1, and there's a strike in the count, 0-2. So quickly 0-2 now to Brendan Hawk. He's got runners in scoring position at second and third. Doesn't want to leave him stranded there. And he's going to have to battle at the plate with an 0-2 count. 0-2, Cahill sets, delivers, and that one is left high in the count, 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Brendan Hawk. One-two pitch now on his way from Hawk, and he swings and misses and strikes out. And that will do it. Runners left stranded at first, second, and third. Dogs score 1. They lead 1-0 after 1.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, Our commitment, GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
And we are back, top of the second. Jeremiah McLemore will lead things off here for the Lumberjacks in the top of the second inning. 1-0 Dawgs lead here in the top of the second. And that one is popped up. And Tyler Jones this time makes the grab. And that is out number one on the pop-up to McLemore. So Miguel Gonzalez now the batter for Boonville. Gonzalez, a .321 hitter for the Lumberjacks. He's got one out and nobody on. Top second. Pitch is inside. And the count 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a strike in the count now, 1-1. So a ball on a strike now to Miguel Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the second baseman. There's the 1-1. And that is popped up. And first baseman is going to make the grab for the Dogs. That is Hawk for out number 2. So 2 quick pop outs here for Boonville. Already 2 outs with Devin Moran. Now coming to the plate, Moran, the center fielder, hitting .328 for Boonville. Right-handed batter is Moran. And Christopher Colina winds and delivers. And puts that one inside for ball 1. A 1-0 count. Here's Colina with the windup in the pitch. And backs him off. That was inside and tight. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Got that bug mid-air, folks. Mid-air. Whew. Impressed. Just impressed myself by swatting at a bug mid-air. Got carcass all over my notebook. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that one down low for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. As Devin Moran is the batter here for the Lumberjacks. Nobody on with 2 outs, 3-2 pitch on its way from Colina. And that one is popped up. And again, it's going to be Hawk who gets underneath it, makes the grab. Quick 1-2-3 inning. And we head to the bottom of the second as the Dogs coming to the plate. Back after this.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
And welcome back, fans, for the bottom of the second with the Dogs coming to the plate. And it is number 14, right fielder Ian Oschlager. So Oschlager will lead things off here in the bottom half of the second for the Dogs. It'll be Oschlager, the newcomer, DH Thomas Moss, and third baseman Justin Hurd. But first here is Oschlager, who's hitting .225 for the year for the Dogs. And here's the windup and pitch by Riley, and right down the center of the plate. 4 strike one in the count, 0-1. So no balls and a strike to Oschlager. And we have a interview coming up in the middle of the third inning, so make sure you stay tuned for that, folks. And that ball is muscled over the head of the second baseman for a base hit for Ian Oschlager. Second baseman gave it everything he had, tried to climb the ladder, but too far up. So here's the newcomer, another Trinity University boy coming to us from the great University of Trinity, the DH Thomas Moss. So Moss's first at bat here in DiamondDawgs Let's Park. Let's see what he's got. First pitch and first hit. How about that? First pitch, he takes it to right field, and he's going to leg that one out for a double. So how about that? Thomas Moss, first pitch he sees here at Vets Memorial Park, a double. So congratulations to Thomas Moss on your first hit here at Vets Park. So Justin Hurd, now the batter for the Dogs. And Hurd's got a big opportunity here with runners on second and third, nobody out. Hurd hitting 183. He's got 1 home run on the season. First baseman playing almost on the grass in the infield. He's expecting potentially a bunt. And there's a big swing and a miss by Hurd, and the count 0-1. So first baseman McKay just about on the grass of the infield. And third baseman a little further back, but almost on the grass himself. Here's the windup and pitch to Hurd. That one misses, and the count 1-1. A 1-1 strike here to Justin Hurd. The bottom of the order, then we go back to the top with Ethan Hughes waiting on deck. Here's O'Reilly with the pitch. Down the center of the plate, splits the plate, 1-2 now the count to Justin Hurd. Again, Hurd's got runners on second and third in scoring position, looking to add to that 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second are the Dogs. Riley Cahill sets. Takes some time before he winds and delivers, and that one fouled off right here behind us. And that fence keeping us safe and sound. 1-2 now the count as Hurd jumps back in the box. Hurd is back on the rubber and ready to go. 1-2 now. Cahill winds and delivers, and high and inside. That was close. It looks like it did hit him. So Justin Hurd hit by a pitch. That was high. So back to the top of the lineup we go. Ethan Hughes now the batter. Hughes in his first at bat popped out. And he has bases loaded now here in the bottom of the second inning. So let's see what Ethan Hughes can do here with nobody out. Riley Cahill takes a deep breath, winds and delivers. And that ball is laced to left field. It is at the wall. It is off the wall, off the Bassett Health sign. And that's going to score a couple runs. And 1 run scores as they had to wait for that one to see if it was caught. So 1 run scores as that one was inches away from clearing that Bassett Healthcare sign in left field. So Tyler Jones now with a big opportunity here for the Dogs. So Jones has 2 home runs on the year. He's got some power, does Jones. Hitting .384. Cahill now sets, winds, and delivers outside, and the catcher just stops that one, saves a run, as that would have definitely brought in the run if that got away. So Tapati behind the plate doing some work there for the Lumberjacks. 1-0 count to Jones. Here's the windup and the pitch. And a little dribbler down the third base line, foul. And everyone's going to back to their respective spots and do it all over again. A 1-1 now the count. And they call a balk. And a run will score. The pitcher wants to know why. Just calls out the umpire. And they're going to talk it over. And the pitcher is signifying something with the in front of his face. Catcher goes out now to join the conversation. So conversation's over. Run does score. Bases remain loaded, and the Dogs now lead 3-0. Actually, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sorry, the base is not loaded. Nobody at first base. Everybody moved over. My apologies. So second and third, 1-1 count. And the count now 2-1 after the pitch was a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Tyler Jones. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hit fouled on the third base line. And the count now 2-2. Well, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch now on its way from Riley Cahill. He's got runners on second and third. And that ball hit to short. Shortstop scoops it up, throws across. And they get the runner at first. But a run it does score. And the score now 4-0 Dogs. So Joey Calabretti, now the batter for Mohawk Valley. So Calabretti with a 1 out at the plate with a runner on third base. Dogs already with 3 runs here in this inning, looking to add some more with Calabretti at the plate. Pitch by Cahill. In for a strike in the count, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Joey Calabretti. Calabretti with a walk in his first at bat here tonight. Again, he's got a runner in scoring position at third base. There's the windup and the pitch. Outside for ball 1 and the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike. Riley Cahill, the pitcher on the mound for Boonville. He came into this game with a 1.96 ERA and a 1-2 record. Here's Cahill now with the 1-1. In the dirt for ball 2, and the count jumps to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. The 2-1 pitch, and that one misses high for ball 3, and the count now 3-1. 3-1 pitch now from Cahill. And that one is popped up to center field. Center fielder moving on over. And he will make the grab out in center, and the run will score. The Dogs now lead 5-0. So Calabrese with the sacrifice fly to score the run, and J.P. Kuzik now will come to the plate. So Kuzik will come to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs, and a 5-0 lead here for the Dogs early on. And first pitch to Kuzik is high for ball 1, and the count 1-0. Full ball and no strikes now to J.P. Kuzik. Here's the windup and the pitch inside. And the count now 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Kuzik. Kuzik singling his first at bat. With 2 outs and nobody on, a 5-0 advantage here for the Dogs. That one is high and inside. Ball 3, and the count 3-0. So Kuzik coming into this ball game hitting .347 today. Having himself quite the season here in Little Falls. Got flies and all kinds of bugs flying around today bothering us here. And that one is laced to left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit for J.P. Kuzik. So Kuzik with another single. And John Ramsey will come to the plate as J.P. Kuzik is safe at first. I'm sorry, the heat is really melting me down up here. So Ramsey walked in his first at bat. He's got J.P. Kuzik at first base with 2 outs. Riley Cahill winds and delivers. It's popped foul. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for Boonville. So right now it's Riley Cahill's mound. No balls and 1 strike here to Ramsey now. There's the windup and the pitch. That is outside. The catcher really has to scramble to grab that one. And the count 1-1 as Stapati stops that one from getting away. One count now to Ramsey. And that one almost takes the head off of the pitcher as Cahill has to get out of the way for a base hit in the count. Well, it doesn't matter what the count is because Ramsey reaches safely.
Now batting for your Dogs, the first baseman, number 23, from Parker College, Brandon Hawk.
So Brandon Hawk now the batter for Mohawk Valley. So Hawk with runners on first and second here for the Dogs with 2 outs. Hawk struck out in his first at bat, and again, Tapati has to do some work behind the plate to keep that ball on the field. 1-0 the count. Cahill back on the rubber now. Looks in. Shakes one off. And looks like he's good to go now. And he's going to deliver on the 1-0 pitch. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hawk. And there's a big swing and a miss by Hawk on the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike to Brendan Hawk with runners on first and second. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. And we are at 2-1 now to Brendan Hawk. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Hawk here. Again, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Dawgs lead 5-0 here. 4-run inning thus far. That one is either fouling off or a strike. Regardless, it's 2-2. Can't tell if he tipped it into the glove. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And we got 2s going on here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And they throw back to first after the ball. And they count now 3-2. So full count here to Brendan Hawk. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And hit by a pitch, and he'll take his base now. And that will load the bases here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. So here is Ian Oschlager. Big kid from RPI, the right fielder. He has singled in his first at bat, and he's got bases loaded and a 5-0 advantage. So Cahill in a world of trouble here, and Oschlager would like to have him pay even more. That one misses down low, and the count 1-0 to Oschlager. So 1 ball, no strikes. And 2 outs. A 1-0 pitch. And that is a popped foul. And first baseman's trying to find it. And he makes the catch for the final out. So bases left loaded. That'll do it, but not before the Dawgs put up 4 runs and take a 5-0 advantage after 2.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And welcome back to the top of the 3rd inning here at Vets Park in Little Falls. So the catcher, Cotter Tapati, will lead things off here for the Boonville Lumberjacks in the top of the 3rd, down 5-0. First pitch to Tapati, a called strike. And Kalina are ready to go and deliver pitch number 2. He's going to wind and deliver. And there it is. And that one was a ball on the outside corner of the count, 1-1. So a ball and a strike. The ball hit on the ground to short. Shortstop scoops it, throws on over, and there is out number 1. So that was the shortstop for the Dogs, John Ramsey. Nice pickup and throw over to first for the ground out for Tapati. So Mason Rismondo now, the batter here for the Lumberjacks. And first pitch to Rismondo is a ball on the count and 1-0. And that one's popped up. And it's going to be the right fielder who makes the grab for the Dogs. And quickly, 2 outs. So Ian Oschlager picks up the second out as he heads on all the way almost to center field to snatch that ball. And back to the top of the lineup, we go with Andy Perez now. So Perez takes first pitch for a strike in the count, 0-1. Perez singled in his first at bat here tonight. Nobody on, 2 outs. And the pitch down in the dirt, 4-1 in the count, 1-1. So a ball and a strike, 2 outs. Top of the third here at Vets Park in Little Falls. Colino looks in, taking a long look. And now he's going to kick wide and deliver. And he misses on that one in the count, 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. And here's the pitch from Colina. And that one misses for ball 3, 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 pitch. And that is hit to left field into foul territory. And left fielder runs out of room. And he may have gotten hurt as he ran into the bullpen area, and he looks like he came up a little limp. So we are going to wait as coach is going to head on out there as the player's out in left field in the bullpen area. And we'll be back after this.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
All right, folks, we are back, and we have a couple updates for you. And first, we'll let you know, last pitch was a ball there to number 5, Andy Perez. So he'll take his base with 2 outs. So runner on first base here for the Lumberjacks. And Angel Santiago will come to the plate. But just to let you know on some updates, so off the field comes Calabretti. Looks like he had an ankle injury. He was carried off. He's in the dugout right now being looked at by our trainers. Hopefully nothing major for Calabretti, so we wish him luck. He is out of the game, so with him out of the game, Hughes now moves over into left field, and Ross comes in. Jaden Ross comes into center field. So Jaden Ross now in center field. Ethan Hughes moves over to left where Calabretti was. And runner takes off. Here's the throw, and not in time. He is safe at second base. So 1-0 is the count to Santiago. Just if you didn't see what happened, play was out in left field. Foul ball to the left field bullpen area. Calabretti went after it. Just kind of came up limp at one point and was down and looked at by the trainer and was pulled off the field. And so another stolen base. Now runner at third base with 2 outs here and a 2-0 count. So best wishes to Calabretti as, again, he's in the dugout being looked at by our trainer. And that one misses for ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes now to Santiago. And there is a ball 4. So he'll take his baseball, Santiago. Oh, sorry. That was called a strike as Santiago fooled me too. Looked like he was going to run over to first. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled off down the first base line. And just like that, Colino battles right back, and now a full count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Santiago. Well, Santiago is set. Colina is set. Runner on third with 2 outs. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he will walk as he pulled back his swing. And with that, Coach Luby's going to come out and talk to the pitcher. And we'll take another quick break and be back.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
right, and we are back. And just to give everybody at home a little update, just looked in the dugout. Calabrese with his leg up, getting some ice on it, so it looks like he's in good spirits. So hopefully just a sprain or nothing major. A little tweak. Again, don't know, but that's what it looks like from up here in the booth. So Chase Triplett now the batter. And the pitch to Triplett, a call, strike one. So no balls and one strike. Triplett struck out in his first at bat here tonight. And they find themselves down 5-0 to the Boonville Lumberjacks. Pitch is outside, and the count now 1-1. So a ball and a strike to Triplett. Triplett hitting .393 with 2 home runs on the season. A 1-1 pitch. Here it is. And that one is hit hard to right field. It's going to go over the head of the right fielder at the wall. And 1 run will score. And that's going to be a stand-up double. And another run will score. And the score now 5-2 after the double by Chase Triplett.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the first baseman number 35 from Memphis University, Carter McKay.
So Carter McKay now the batter. McKay reached on an error in his first at bat here tonight. And he will step up to the plate with the runners on second and third and 2 outs. So Colino now winds and delivers. And that is popped up. Here comes the third baseman. Called off by the pitcher. Makes the catch as Colina ends the inning for himself. And 2 runs score as we head to the bottom of the third. It is 5-2 Dawgs. Back after this.
Jaden, tonight is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Who were some of your favorite Major Leaguers growing up?
David Ross, Evan Longoria.
Really good choices right there. And I'll tell you something, speaking of great choices, in the month of July, the team has been scoring runs like crazy. So much so you had to have an orange hard hat to put on.
Yeah.
Anyways, what is it about this team that's so explosive?
We don't stop, man. We take really good at bats. This team is pretty resilient. We're swinging. We're not up there to look for walks. We're up there to do damage. And I think 1 through 9, 1 through 10, it doesn't really matter. We're looking to if we can.
And that's exactly what Dogs Nation wants to hear. All right, well, Jaden, thank you for the interview. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, back to the booth.
And there you heard it. That was Jaden Ross. So thank you to Scott for the interview. And 5-2 is the score here as we await the bottom of the third inning with the Dogs coming to the plate here.
Now batting for your Dogs, the designated hitter number 28 from Trinity University, Thomas Moss.
So here is the DH, Thomas Moss, in his first at bat here in his debut at Vets Memorial Park. He doubled. So let's see what else Moss can do here. His debut at Vets Memorial Park. There's Cahill now with the pitch. And inside for ball 1, the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Thomas Moss, Justin Hurd. And then we will go back to the top of the lineup with Ethan Hughes. And that one in the dirt. And the count now 2-0 to Moss. So Moss again jumps in here in the box and ready to go with a 2-0 count. And that pitch is outside to Moss, and the count quickly 3-0. So the 5-2 lead. Moss with a 3-0 count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Here's the windup and pitch by Cahill, and it's high for ball 4. And the Moss will take his base via a walk.
The third baseman, number 27 from SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So Justin Hurd is now the batter. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, his first at-bat, his only at-bat. So Hurd at the plate now looking to do some damage himself. With a runner on first and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Dawgs 5-2 advantage here. Cahill looks at the runner at first base over his shoulder. And he's going to throw back, and the runner will slide back. And that is Thomas Moss. Cahill now winds and delivers. And he misses on that one for ball 1. So 1-0 the count here to Justin Hurd. And runner takes off. Throw is high, gets it to the outfield, and Moss is going to go all the way to third on this one. And the ball was thrown into the outfield after he stole second base, so Moss now finds himself at third base. And the count is 1-1 to Justin Hurd. So 1-1 now the count to Hurd. Here is the windup and the pitch by Cahill. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2 in the count now, 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes to Justin Hurd. Again, a runner on third here for the Dawgs. Nobody out. And here's the pitch. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and the runner's going to stay put as that ball did not scamper far enough for Moss to take off. So 2-2 here to Justin Hurd. Two-two pitch now on its way from the pitcher, and that one scores to left field. And that's going to go to the wall and score a run. And that's a stand-up double for Justin Hurd here. And the score now 6-1 Dawgs. 6-2 Dawgs, I'm sorry.
Now ready for your Dogs, the center fielder number 24 from Warner University, Ethan Hughes.
So Ethan Hughes now the batter here for Mohawk Valley. Hughes has singled in his last at bat. And he's got a runner on second base. Still nobody out. 6-2 is the score here for the Dawgs in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch by Cahill. And that is a strike in the count, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike here to Ethan Hughes. 0-1 pitch on its way. That one catches the outside corner of the plate. The count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Hughes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes to Hughes now. Wind up and the pitch. And that one hit to the third baseman. And he will throw it high. And that gets away E5. Hughes is going to go all the way to second base. Runner will score. And the score now 7-2 Dawgs. So everything going the way of the Dawgs here tonight thus far. So next up for the Dawgs will be Tyler Jones.
Now batting for your Dogs, the second baseman, number 8, from George Washington University, Tyler Jones.
So Tyler Jones now the batter here for the Dogs. Runner on second, still nobody out. 7-2 advantage here for Mohawk Valley. That pitch misses for ball one in the count, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes here to Jones. Jones awaits the pitch here from Riley Cahill. And that one hits him in the hand, and he will take his base. So hit by the pitch is Tyler Jones.
Now batting for your Dogs, the left fielder, number 12, from Flagler University, Jaden Ross.
So Jaden Ross now batting in place of Joey Calabretti. And with that, a trip out to the mound. And they're going to take the ball away from Riley Cahill. We'll have a new pitcher on the mound. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
University, Jaden Ross.
And we are back, and Jaden Ross is at the plate here for the DiamondDawgs. New pitcher on the mound for Boonville. And that pitcher delivers the first pitch. That is Colin Schneider. So Colin Schneider now pitching for the Lumberjacks. So Schneider delivers the pitch, and that is ball 2 now, and 2 balls and no strikes to Jaden Ross. 2-0 count here to Ross. Schneider sets, big leg kick, and delivers high. And the count now 3-0. Three balls and no strikes here to Jaden Ross. Ross came in for Calabretti after the ankle injury out in left field to Calabretti. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that one misses for ball 4, and he will take his base. Will Jaden Ross.
Now batting for your Dogs, the catcher number 30 from Fairfield University, J.P. Kuzik.
So J.P. Kuzik, who has singled both at bats here tonight, will look to do the same or more as he steps into the batter's box to face Colin Schneider for the first time. Schneider, a big right-hander, big leg kick he's got. And here's the pitch. And that one is high for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to J.P. Kuzik. And that one is hit into left field. And here comes one run, and here comes two. And they're going to stop the third one at third base. So a double for J.P. Kuzik. So 2-run score. And the score now, 9-2 Dawgs. So J.P. Kuzik with a double down the third base line. So John Ramsey is now the batter for the Dawgs. He has walked and singled here tonight. Here's the windup and the pitch. And high and inside for ball one. One ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch, and there is ball two, and the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes, and Ramsey awaits the pitch here. Here's the windup and the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to John Ramsey. And that one in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-1 now the count to Ramsey. With the J.P. Kuzik at third base. And Jaden Ross at third. 3-1 the count. Here comes the windup and pitch to Ramsey. Swing and a miss. As a change up there, and the count now 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brendan Hawk on deck for the Dawgs here in the bottom of the third. Dawgs 4 runs thus far in the inning, lead 9-2 here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch, and that is popped in the air, and the second baseman's calling everybody off. He makes the catch for out number 1. So Ramsey pops out to the second baseman for the first out. And Brendan Hawk now will be the batter for the Dawgs. So Hawk, with the runners on second and third, a 9-1 advantage. Looking to do more damage here in the bottom of the third. And first pitch misses for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. So we have an update on Calabretti's condition. So he is icing his ankle. It is not a knee, as some people were originally thinking. Not a knee, just an ankle. He did roll it pretty badly, but he's doing okay. He's getting some ice and getting attended to in the dugout area by our trainer. So for anyone listening at home, he is okay. Just badly rolled ankle, probably be off his feet for a little while. Here's a 2-0. And that one, a curveball, misses for ball 3, and the count now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. With a 1 out. 3-0 pitch on its way, and right down the center of the plate, and the count now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Brendan Hawk with runners on second and third. Wind up the pitch in the dirt, ball 4, and that will load the bases now for Ian Oschlager. So here's Ian Oschlager. Oschlager has popped out and singled here tonight. Big opportunity here for the Dawgs and Oschlager with bases loaded. Still just 1 out here for Oschlager. Takes first pitch, misses for ball 1. So 1-0 count. Colin Schneider is the pitcher. Came in to replace the starter, Riley Cahill. And he has bases loaded here. Schneider winds and delivers. Puts it down the middle. Called strike 1, and the count even at 1-1. No activity yet in the bullpen for Boonville. It does send a guy down there, but he's not warming up quite yet. 1-1. And that one slides across for ball 2, and the count now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Oschlager. Oschlager would love to get a hold of one here with bases loaded. And Oschlager holds off on that one. 3-1 on the count. So Oschlager ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Runners on second and third. And that one is popped up into left field. Left fielder makes the grab, runner tags up, here he comes. And no play at the plate, run scores. Dogs take a 10-2 lead. So a sac fly for Ian Oschlager. For out number 2, we'll bring up Thomas Moss. So Thomas Moss, who has made quite the debut thus far for the Dogs. He has doubled and walked already here for the Dogs in this ball game. So Moss is going to come to the plate with the runners on first and second. 10-2 advantage for the Dogs. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike in the count, 0-1. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one misses for ball 1 in the count, now 1-1. One count. And that one is popped foul. And it is out of play. And the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. One and 2. I'll just take a Gatorade in the water. Okay. TV, you want anything? Okay. 1 and 2 the count. That one's falling off in the count, 1-2 with 2 outs. Sorry, folks. We're just getting our food order up here as some of us are dehydrating, I think. 1-2 with 2 outs. It is hot up here, folks, let me tell you. And that one misses for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a hot and my water's warm. Not a good combination. And my head is a little woozy. Not good. 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And inside. That one misses for ball 3. And the count now 3-2 to Moss. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Moss. Here we go. Schneider's ready. He winds, delivers, runners take off. And there is ball 4. And the bases again are loaded for the Dogs.
Now batting for your Dogs, the third baseman, number 27 from SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So here's Justin Hurd. He's got the bases full of Dogs again. Let's see if he can deliver here, Dogs. Looking for more here. Up 10-2, I'm sorry. 10-2, 5 runs in this inning already. Bases loaded for Hurd. He has doubled. He was hit by a pitch. And he's got 1 home run on the year. And no better time to double that with 2 home runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one called a strike in the count, 1-1. A ball and a strike to Justin Hurd now. Again, bases loaded, wind up in the pitch. That one misses outside, 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Justin Hurd. Bottom of the order for the Dogs. And that one misses for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. No room at the end for more Dogs. So Snyder's going to have to either strike him out or let him come home. High and inside, there's ball 4. And they're just going to walk the Dogs. And another Dog walks home.
Now batting for your Dogs, the left fielder, number 24 from Warner University, Ethan Hughes.
So Ethan Hughes, who has singled twice here tonight. He's got bases loaded, 2 outs. And Boonville has been walking the Dogs. Dogs like to run, but sometimes they like to walk too. And And there's ball one. So Ethan Hughes, and you look down to that bullpen, and it was like Christmas Eve. Nobody was stirring, not even a mouse. Not even a pitcher. 1-1, swing and a miss by Ethan Hughes. 1-1 count, 11-2 the score. And Hughes at the plate with bases loaded. There's Schneider with the pitch. And that one misses down low and outside for ball two, and the count now 2-1. Here's the windup now on the pitch by Schneider. And it's fouled off by Hughes, and the count now 2-2. So deuces are wild again. You guys know the baseball synergy. You have to rub your hat when there's a 2-2-2 count. That's the baseball rule. You rub your hat. I don't know what it does. It's good luck. 2-2. And there's a strikeout to Hughes. He strikes out, ends the inning. But the Dogs put out a great inning, score 6 runs, and extend that lead to 11-2. Back after this.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to serve as retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
Texas, Erwin Cabasa.
So we are back, and we are ready for the start of the top of the fourth. And it will be Erwin Kawasa leading off here for Boonville. So Kawasa takes ball one in the count, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to Kawasa. That one's hit to Ramsey. Picks it up, throws it on over to first base for out number 1. So Kawasa grounds out, and Jeremiah McLemore now will come to the plate. So here's McLemore. McLemore, right-handed batter for Boonville. And here comes the windup and the pitch. And there's a called strike. And they count 0-1. So Kalina winds and delivers, and that one's popped up into right field. It is at the wall. It's going to bounce off the wall to Scott Greatsign. And a double for McLemore.
Now for the Lumberjacks, second baseman number 9. From Florida Southwestern, Miguel Gonzalez.
So Miguel Gonzalez is now the batter for the Lumberjacks. Gonzalez popped out in his last at bat. And he's got a runner on second base with 1 out, down 11-2. Gonzalez is set to go. Kalina's ready. Looks at the runner at second base. And he's going to kick, wind, and deliver. Called the strike one inside corner. And the count 0-1. No balls and one strike with one out. Kalina sets now, winds and delivers. And not quite yet. Here it comes. And there's strike two in the count 0-2, this time outside corner. And the count 0-2, so Kalina ahead now in the count to Gonzalez. Oh, 2 pitch on its way. Call, strike three, outside corner, same spot as the last one. Gonzalez doesn't like it, as that was called strike three.
Now batting to the Lumberjacks, center fielder number 14 from St. Cloud Tech Community College, Devin Moran.
So here's Devin Moran, who popped out in his last at bat. He's at the plate with 2 outs, runner on second base here in the top of the fourth. And that pitch down low and in the dirt, ball one. One 0 pitch. And there's called strike one, and the count 1-1. So a ball on a strike here to Devin Moran. 1-1 pitch on its way shortly. Here it comes. Down the middle again. And the count now 1-2. Moran asking him where that pitch was. Here's the 1-2. And that one is hit to the shortstop. John Ramsey scoops it up, throws on over, and that will do it for the inning. A ground out to short ends the inning. Score remains 11-2. Dogs back for the bottom of the fourth.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
And we are back, in Tyler Jones leading things off here for the Dogs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dogs lead 11-2. New pitcher on the mound is Will Markwood for the Lumberjacks. Excuse me. That one hit to third base. Third baseman overthrows the first baseman, and he's got to jump off the bag and safe at first. is the batter.
Now in for your Dogs, center fielder number 12 from Flagler University, Jaden.
So Tyler Jones with the single, and Jaden Ross now at the plate. So Ross ready now to face Will Markwood. Markwood delivers, and Ross hits that one over the head of the second baseman for a base hit. And Tyler is going all the way to third, as will the batter, Jaden Ross, as that one got away from the outfielder. And a double for Jaden Ross.
Now batting for your Dogs, the catcher number 30 from Fairfield University, J.P. Kuzik.
So here's J.P. Kuzik. Kuzik has doubled and singled twice here today. He's got runners in scoring position already with nobody out. So here is Kuzik now at the plate. First pitch to Kuzik is high for ball one. So still no activity in the bullpen here for Boonville. They just brought this guy in, but not working out for him thus far. That one down low, and the count 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Kuzik. A wind up the pitch, and there's a call, strike one. The count now 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. And a little dribbler now to, again, the third baseman who scoops it up, goes over to first. And there is out number 1. So Kuzik grounds out for the out. And John Ramsey now will come to the plate.
John Ramsey.
So John Ramsey now the batter. First baseman playing almost on the grass in the infield. 1-0 the count now to Ramsey. Again, 1 out, runners on second and third here for the Dogs. And that one is down low, but called strike, and the count 1-1. One ball and a strike. There's the windup and the pitch. Called strike 2 with the count now 1-2. A 1-2 count now to Ramsey. Brendan Hawk on deck. Here's the 1-2. And that's fouled off by Ramsey, in the count now 1-2 remains. So ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Ramsey back in the box, ready to go. Pitcher was dangling his arm out, getting his pitch. Now he delivers. And calls strike 3 as Ramsey gets caught looking on that one. And that is out number 2.
Number 23 from Herkimer College, Brendan Hawk.
Oh, here's Brendan Hawk now. Hawk walked on his last at bat, also hit by a pitch. So 2 outs, runners on second and third for Hawk. Curveball misses for ball 1. A 1-0 now as Markwood delivers in the dirt, and the count 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning here from Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls. Dogs lead 11-2. Here's the pitch, and that ball is hit again to third base. Third baseman scoops it up, throws over, and that will do it. So all the third baseman this inning, as he does all the work over there. And the inning is over. Score remains 11-2. We head to the top of the 5th here in Little Falls.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
And we are back for the top of the fifth. And at bat for the Lumberjacks is the catcher, Connor Tapati. So Tapati to lead things off here in the top of the fifth. Here's the pitch. And misses outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to Tapati. Tapati also has Mason Rismondo on deck, and then it'll be Andy Perez at the top of the order. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Goes outside for ball 2 in the count, 2-1. 2-1 count to Tapati. Wind up and the pitch by Kalina. Misses for ball 3. Ball count now 3-1. Three-one pitch. And that one misses for ball 4, and he will take his baseball to Tapati. And the Mason Rismondo will come to the plate.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the right fielder number 1 from Seminole State College, Mason Rismondo.
So Mason Rismondo now the batter. Rismondo popped out in his last at bat. And here's the pitch by Kalina for a strike count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here to Rismondo, nobody out. And that is popped up. And that is John Ramsey, the shortstop, calling off the third baseman to make the catch. So Rismondo pops out to the shortstop for out number 1. So Andy Perez now the batter for the Lumberjacks here at the top of the fifth. 1 on, and they throw back. Runner slides back quickly. That is Tapati. Andy Perez is the batter. Here's the pitch. Down the middle, called strike to Perez. The count 0-1. Perez has singled and walked here tonight. 330 hitter with 4 home runs is Perez. Here's the windup and the pitch. And on the ground to Ramsey. Ramsey goes to second, over to first, and safe at first as they tried to pull the 6-4-3 double play. They did not get the double play, but a nice attempt at the 6-4-3. So Perez reaches on the fielder's choice. Angel Santiago now the batter. Santiago comes to the plate with 2 outs, a runner on first base here for Boonville, down 11-2, top 5. Back to first again goes Kalina. Runner gets back quickly is Tapati. Runner takes off. Here's the throw high, and A stolen base there by Tapati as John Ramsey covering second base grabbed the ball before it went out to the outfield. Santiago at the plate. We're not sure what the count is because the umpire didn't tell us yet. And 1-0 is the count. A 1-0 pitch on the ground to third base. Third baseman throws it across for the final out of the inning. So the ground out to third ends the inning. Score remains 11-2. Bottom 5 coming up. Back after this.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
And we're back, folks. Bottom of the fifth. Ian Oschlager will lead things off here for the Dogs. So it'll be Ian Oschlager, Thomas Moss, and Justin Hurd, excuse me. First pitch to Oschlager, called strike at the count, 0-1. No balls and one strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one hits Oschlager, so he will take his base. That is the second time tonight a Dogs player, third time tonight a Dogs player has been hit by a pitch. And Thomas Moss now the batter. So here's Thomas Moss, who has walked twice and doubled here tonight. Moss with a runner on first, nobody out, bottom 5. And they throw over and they catch him in between, and they will get the runner caught on the rundown. So Ian Oschlager caught in the rundown, and he is out. And Thomas Moss now will come to the plate. So Moss ready to go. Jumps back in the box to face Will Markwood. Now nobody on base with the one out. There's a strike to Moss on the count, 0-1. No balls and one strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch in the dirt. And the count now 1-1. So 1 ball in, 1 strike here to Thomas Moss. Here's the windup and the pitch, and there's a swing, half swing, and they say he went in the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that one misses for ball 2 in the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. And down low for ball 3 in the count 3-2. Three-two pitch, here it is. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out for out number 2, does Thomas Moss. Well, Justin Hurd now the batter for the Dogs. With 2 outs will come to the plate. So Justin Hurd will come to the plate. He was hit by a pitch tonight. He doubled and he walked. And here comes the pitch to Hurd. And that one sails across for strike 1 on the count, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike with 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom 5. And swing and a miss by Hurd in the count, 0-2. Oh, 2 count now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hurd. And Hurd pops that one up to left field. And the left fielder is going to make the grab to end the inning. So no run score after 5. It is 11-2 Dogs. Back after this.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
And we are back for the top of the 6th inning. Chase Triplett will lead things off here for the Lumberjacks. So Chase Triplett, the batter, facing Colina, the pitcher. Here's the windup and pitch by Colina outside, ball 1. And the count of 1-0. So the score 11-2 here. Dogs ahead here in the top of the 6th inning. As Christopher Colina delivers the pitch for strike 1 in the count of 1-1. So a ball and a strike here to Triplett with nobody out, top of the 6th. Outside for ball 2 in the count now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. High for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Chase Triplett. As Colina winds and delivers on the 3-1, and that is fouled off, and the count now full at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes down, a triplet with nobody out. 11-2 the score, top 6 here. Here's the pitch. Again, fouled off this time down the third base line. The count 3-2 remains. Three balls, 2 strikes. Triplet is ready to go. Kalina is set. Not quite yet. Actually, he's getting set. And here's the windup and the pitch. And that is ball 4. And Triplet will walk.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, first baseman number 35 from Memphis University, Carter McKay.
So Carter McKay, who popped out in his first at bat now, or last at bat, I'm sorry, will come to the plate with nobody out, 1 runner on base, and down 11-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Christopher Kalina, the pitcher for the Dogs, delivers the pitch down low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And back to first base, runner slides in, does Triplet. And the count will remain 1-0. Ball and a strike, runner taking a short lead at first base. McKay is set. Here's the pitch by Colina, and that is a called strike, and the count even at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Carter McKay, who reached on an error, popped out tonight. And now he's got a runner on first base with nobody out here in the top of the 6th, down 11-2. That one's in the dirt, and the count now 2-1. So 2-1 to McKay. McKay, a .284 hitter. He's got 4 home runs on the season. So big bat here for the Lumberjacks. Here's the pitch. That is high for ball 3, and the count now expands to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike, nobody out. Colina looks in and delivers. Ball is hit to short. Shortstop picks it up, goes over to second, back to first. And they pull the 6-4-3 double play. And first baseman thought that was the 3rd out. He was running off the field. So Erwin Kilbasa. So Brendan Hawk started to run towards the dugout, and teammates told him not so fast. Hang on, we got 1 more to go. So Kilbasa at the plate now. Here's the windup in the pitch, and that is fouled off in the count 0-1. So no balls and a 1 strike here to Erwin Kilbasa. Right-hander is Kilbasa for the Lumberjacks. 0-1, and that one is popped foul. And quickly ahead in the count now, 0-2, is Christopher Colina. So Kilbasa's going to jump back on the box. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Popped out and grounded out. He's the extra hitter in the lineup for the Lumberjacks. 0-2 pitch on its way. Outside, ball 1. So 1-2. Kilbasa hitting .450 on the season. Here's the pitch. And there's called strike 3 on the outside corner. Kilbasa doesn't like it. He's standing there at the plate still. And the umpire does a little explaining to him. And he'll walk off. And that'll do it for the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 11-2, Dogs ahead.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber, they're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
DiamondDawgs, the left fielder, number 24, from Warren University, Ethan Pugh.
And we are back for the bottom of the sixth. Ethan Pugh will lead things off here for the Dawgs. Dawgs leading 11-2. Here is Ethan Pugh, top of the order for the Dawgs, coming up here. And the first pitch to Pugh here in the bottom of the sixth, outside for ball one. So it'll be Ethan Pugh, Tyler Jones, and Jaden Ross all due up here in the inning. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss by Pugh in the count, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to left fielder Ethan Pugh. And Pugh fouls that one off down the third base line. And the count is 1-2. So Pugh struck out in his last at bat. All right, 1-2 now to Pugh. As waiting for him to step back in the box here. And he is set to go, as is Will Markwood. And Markwood now sets and delivers. And is outside for ball two in the count now, 2-2 to Ethan Pugh. So with 2 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. It is the bottom of the sixth. Dawgs leading Boonville 11-2. And that ball is hit to left field. Left fielder's right there, and he trips for a second. And he caught the ball. And looked back to see what he tripped on. Looks like it was a big old hole out there.
Second baseman, number 8, from George Washington University, Tyler Jones.
So here's Tyler Jones. Jones has singled in his last at bat, was hit by a pitch, also grounded out earlier, and also singled in the first. So with 1 out, here is Jones at the plate. And that one down low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Jones hitting .384 on the season, 2 home runs. A 1-0 pitch on the way. And is outside for ball 2 in the count, 2-0. It's a little hazy out there today, a little hazy, hot, and humid. It was a scorcher of a day, starting to cool down just a bit, but not much, as this booth was scorching hot earlier. And the count now 3-0. A lot of water, try to stay hydrated. It was tough up here the first few innings, not going to lie. 3-0 with 1 out and nobody on. There's the windup and the pitch. Down low, ball 4. And he will take his base with Will Tyler Jones.
Now batting for your Dawgs, the center fielder, number 12, from Flagler University, Jaden Ross.
So Jaden Ross, now the batter for the Dawgs with a runner on first. Here's the first pitch to Ross. Ross hits it to third. He goes to second, over to first, and they do not get the runner at first. So fielder's choice runner is out at second base. And so Jaden Ross reaches safely, and J.P. Kuzik will come to the plate with 2 outs.
From Fairfield University, J.P. Kuzik.
So J.P. Kuzik will come to the plate, and it looks like Tyler Jones is going to be at second base as the ball got away, so they give him an extra base. So Kuzik getting the claps from his teammates, it sounds like. And that one almost hits him. As he backs off on the count, 1-0 to Kuzik. So J.P. Kuzik leaving tomorrow morning, is that what I heard? And so that's some news that share with you. That's why his teammates are clapping for him here. And what could be potentially his final at bat here tonight. Who knows? 1 ball and 1 strike now to Kuzik. Here's the 1-1. And that one misses for ball 2 in the count now, 2-1. Oh, 2 balls and a strike to J.P. Kuzik. There's the windup and the pitch. And that ball gets hit to the shortstop. And safe at second, first base is J.P. Kuzik as he runs that one out. To the applause of his teammates. And runners now on the corners for John Ramsey. So here's John Ramsey, who struck out in his last at-bat. And with 2 outs, he's got runners on the corners. Dawgs looking for at least 1 more run here to try to implement the 10-run rule if they can. And they're going to have to wait as that one is popped up to the third baseman. And he makes the catch to end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. I'm sorry, we head to the top of the 7th. And the score is 11-2, Mohawk Valley.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
And welcome back, fans. Top of the 7th. And here's the Boonville Lumberjacks coming to the plate. They're down 11-2, so they need to score some runs, and they do it pretty quickly with the McLemore at the plate. So Jeremiah McLemore, the DH at the plate, takes the first pitch. Is a strike in the count, 0-1 to McLemore. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there's strike 2, so quickly ahead in the count now, 0-2. Is Colina. No balls and 2 strikes here to McLemore. Colina sets wind and delivers. And that one is hit up the middle and is going to get through for a base hit to start things off here in the top of the 7th for the Lumberjacks.
Second baseman number 9 from Florida
So Miguel Gonzalez now the batter for the Lumberjacks. Gonzalez struck out looking and also popped out here tonight. He's going to make his way to the plate from the right side with a runner on first. Again, down 11-2 here, top 7. As Christopher Kalina still in the ballgame here, working the starting pitcher for the Dawgs. Here's the windup pitch and the dirt. And the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Jeremiah McLemore is at first base for the Lumberjacks. Top 7 here from Vets Park in Little Falls, New York. Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League coverage. That ball has popped up, and the second baseman makes the scoop for the out. Nice play there. Is that one almost out of reach for him, but he reached out and grabbed it. Did the Dawgs' second baseman. And Devin Moran now will come to the plate. So here is Devin Moran for the Lumberjacks. And pitch to Moran, a strike. And the count 0-1. So Moran grounded out in his last at bat, hitting .328 on the season, is the center fielder. And there is strike number 2. The count now 0-2 to Moran. So quickly ahead in the count is Christopher Kalina. Again, runner on first base, 1 out, taking a short lead. And off the rubber steps Kalina. And he's going to start and do it again. 0-2 with 1 out. Dawgs a 11-2 lead. 12 hits on in 2 errors, and that one is hit into a right field foul. And the count remains 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. So look across the scoreboard. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for the Lumberjacks. 11, 12, and 2 for the Dawgs. There's a big swing and a miss, and down goes Moran for out number 2. So with that, the catcher, Connor Tapati, will come to the plate. So Tapati walked in at last at bat, also grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice here tonight. So Tapati, the catcher, left-handed batter for the Lumberjacks. And he is at the plate with a runner on first and 2 outs. Dawgs trying to hold him to 11-2 here and take this game to the bottom of the 7th. And that one misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs to the catcher, Tapati. Runner on first base, taking a short lead. That is McLemore. There's the 1-0, and it is high in the count 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes now to the catcher, Tapati. 2-0 pitch now on its way from Christopher Kalina. Here it is. And that's fouled off down the third base line. The count 2-1 now as Tapati continues the battle at the plate. McLemore, the runner at first base, takes a few steps off and being held on by the first baseman. 2-1 pitch on its way now to Tapati. Here it is. And that is again popped foul. And the count now 2-2. So deuces are wild again here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And if you're into superstition, it's time to rub your hats with the 2-2-2. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Kalina. Kalina taking his time. Delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss. There is strike 3 to end the inning. So the Dawgs are going to come up in the bottom of the 7th. They need 1 run to put this away with the 10-run rule. Let's see if they can do it. Stick around. Bottom of the 7th coming up.
If you're looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to serve as retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
And we are back, folks. Bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher on the mound here for the Boonville Lumberjacks. That is Colton Sampson. So Colton Sampson now warming up and taking over the pitching duties for the Boonville Lumberjacks. So Dawgs with an 11-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And that means the 10-run rule will go into effect. Should the Dawgs score one more run in the bottom of the 7th, this game will be over. So Brendan Hawk will lead things off here for the Dawgs, as they basically are in search of one run here to put this thing away here tonight. Well, third place on the line here. The Dawgs were to win this game against Boonville. They will take sole possession of third place. Currently in fourth between these two teams. And here we go with Colton Sampson on the mound. Here's the pitch to Hawk, and first pitch is a ball on the count, 1-0. A 1-0 count here to Brendan Hawk here in the bottom of the 7th. Sampson is set. The left-hander is Sampson, delivers and puts it on the outside corner for a called strike in the count, 1-1. So a ball and a strike here to Brendan Hawk. It'll be Brendan Hawk, Ian Oschlager, and the newcomer, Thomas Moss. 1-1 pitch on its way from Sampson. And that one is ball 2 in the count now, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike here. Brendan Hawk, the right-handed batter, versus the lefty, and Colton Sampson. Sampson looks in and picks up his sign. And now kicks, winds, and delivers. And there's a swing and a foul tip in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hawk steps back into the box, ready to go. Sampson looks in and is going to deliver on the 2-2. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that is fouled off. So the count's going to remain 2-2 here to Brendan Hawk here in the bottom of the 7th. Dawgs with an 11-2 lead. 11 runs for the Dawgs, 2 for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the 7th. One more run needed by the Dawgs to seal the deal. Brendan Hawk is at the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that one misses for ball 3. The count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count coming now here for Brendan Hawk. New pitcher on the mound is Colton Sampson for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 count. Sampson is ready. Hawk is ready. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit on the ground to second base. Goes right underneath the second baseman. And that is good for a single for Brendan Hawk to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. So here's Ian Olschlager, who's hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Big right-hander from RPI, Ian Olschlager. With nobody out, runner on first. Here's the pitch from Sampson to Olschlager. Big swing by Olschlager, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike after Olschlager, the newcomer, Thomas Moss. 0-1. Runner on first, nobody out. And that ball is popped up to right field, and the right fielder gets underneath it, makes the grab for out number 1 as Olschlager pops out.
Now batting for your Dogs, the designated hitter number 28 from Trinity University, Thomas Moss.
So how about this? Thomas Moss, first day here, has an opportunity to win this thing for the Dogs if he can somehow find a way to get the runner at first home here. So with 1 out, here is Moss. And here comes the windup and the pitch by Sampson. It is high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Moss. Sampson again looks in. Glances at that runner at first base. And he will kick, wind, and deliver outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes now to Thomas Moss. So Moss digs in. He's ready to go. Awaits the pitch now from Sampson. Sampson kicks, delivers, puts it in the dirt for ball 3. And 3 balls and no strikes now to Moss. Just 1 out here on the board for Mohawk Valley. Well, Dogs looking to find a way to bring that runner home. That is Brendan Hawk at first base. 3-0 count now to Moss. Sampson delivers on the 3-0, and he takes all the way for strike 1 in the count 3-1. Three and 1 the count here to Moss in the bottom of the 7th. Sampson sets, delivers, and there's strike 2 in the count now, 3-2. So a full count here to Thomas Moss in the bottom of the 7th. So Moss looking to get on here for the Dogs here in the bottom of the 7th, 3-2 count. Sampson delivers on the 3-2. And that is fouled off by Moss, and we'll do it again with a 3-2 count. So 3-2 now the count to Moss. Sampson sets, looks at the runner at first a few times, and now delivers. And that is, again, popped, followed by Moss, and he continues the battle at the plate with that 3-2 count. Moss steps out momentarily before he steps back into the box. Moss is set. Now he waits for the pitcher, Colton Sampson, to set and deliver. And here he does. And that is ball 4. And he will walk Will Moss and Justin Hurd. Now with a chance to be heard here in the bottom of the 7th.
From SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So Justin Hurd with an opportunity here for the Dogs. He's got runners on first and second. All he needs is one run home. So here is Hurd at the plate against Sampson. And that one is fouled off on the first base line by Hurd on the count 0-1. So deep fly ball may do it here for the Dogs. 0-1 with Hawk at second base. Here's the pitch. And that one curves in for strike two, and the count now 0-2. So Justin Hurd now needs to protect with an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch outside to Hurd in the count. And they throw that one into center field as the catcher throws over to first. He overthrows the first baseman. Not a great time to throw over to first and throw it out to the outfield. So runners now in scoring position for the Dogs. Things just got a little easier here for the Dogs to win this thing here in the bottom of the 7th. So Justin Hurd with a 1-2 count. So let's see here what the playbook calls for Justin Hurd. Put this ball on the plate. Dogs win. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that ball is popped out into left field. Runner's going to tag. Here he comes. And the play at the plate not in time. And the Dogs have won this game in 7 innings. And they win this ball game 12-2. And that's a wrap. Here's the Dogs finish up this game, win this game, and they are now in sole possession of third base. So thanks for tuning in, fans. I'm Pete Pagliaro. Thanks to Creative Outpost for putting out this production. And thanks for everybody for bearing us with the heat today. All the interns have been working hard out in the field, sweating, bringing you all the action. So thank you to all of them. And make sure you come on back here Thursday night. We'll be back for Diamond Dogs baseball. Again, I'm Pete Pagliaro. Have a great night.
Field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard. Gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go Dogs! We got a guy on third and nobody out. It's time to stand up, yes, it's time to shout. We're playing some ball and we're having some fun. Come on, boys, let's score that run. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go Dogs! Field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard. Gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go Dogs! 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 Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go Dogs!